Welcome to the smartest people in the room. We are so glad that you are here with us, and just by showing up, you are already demonstrating your very own smarts. Today, we are breaking with our standard format of a one-on-one conversation in favor of presenting a group of very interesting entrepreneurs, each delivering a brief pitch on their respective companies. Trust me, you are in for a real treat today. Before we get started, let me take care of some business. I want to thank all of our sponsors for their support, for without it, we could not keep this series free. I want to thank First Horizon Bank, Bufkin Baker, Four Roses Bourbon, the Fairlane Hotel, the Tennessee Entertainment Commission, Lightning 100, Tennessee Brew Works, Moo TV, Jive Printing, Project Music, and Cushmaster's brand of CBD products. So let's get the party started in earnest. If you've been following this series, you have trusted us to deliver guests who have a long and successful careers of making exciting things happen throughout the entertainment field. Today, I am thrilled to hand the MC duties for today's program over to my dear friend and Who Knew alum, Heather McBee. Her official bio reads like this. She currently serves as VP of Operations at the Nashville Entrepreneur Center. Heather has over 25 years experience in marketing, sales, and operations in the music, radio, and nonprofit sectors. Previous adventures include Sony Music Nashville, where she led the development and success of its digital music business, and Cumulus Media, launching the nationally syndicated America's Morning Show in 30-plus markets. She continues to drive innovation through her work in supporting entrepreneurs and advising the NEC's Project Music and Entertainment program. Heather also serves on the boards of Leadership Music and Operation Song. Now let me add my personal touch to her bio. And in order to do so, please let me explain a little bit of Who Knew history and how integral Heather has been to this platform's success. Prior to the pandemic, and therefore prior to this webinar series, I presented 38 live Who Knew events in Nashville and New York. Those events were like TED Talks for the music industry, where we would have 5 or 6 highly accomplished music execs each deliver a standalone 15-minute TED Talk about their lives and careers. Those were fascinating events and very popular with the music industry. When I was planning the very first one of those back in January of 2015, Heather McBee was one of the very first speakers we invited to appear that evening, and she slayed it. It was so good, she's been an annual fixture on the Who Knew stage, as I've invited her to be the MC for our annual Women Who Rock event held every March. In fact, last March was the last live event we held, and Heather was in her marvelous self role in that as the MC that night. In addition to being an all-around badass woman who rocks, she's a mentor to countless music execs and entrepreneurs, and is someone who I am proud to call a friend. Please welcome Heather back to the smartest people in the room. Take it away, young lady.
You are officially hired, Tom. Thank you. You're the publicist. Well, thank you everyone for being here. I am excited to be back to the smartest people in the room. And this time I actually get to bring smart people with me today. It'll be the Project Music and Entertainment entrepreneurs. But first up, I would like to introduce Jane Allen, the CEO of the Nashville Entrepreneur Center. Jane joined us back in October of 2019, much to her surprise. She then got to lead us through what was 2020, that awesome year that we just had. And I do say that with sarcasm, what an intense year that was. And thanks to Tom for keeping Who Knew alive through the smartest people. Also, one of the inspiring things about Jane as a leader is that she's an entrepreneur as well, just like the people we serve at the EC. And she's more than that. She's a pioneering female entrepreneur and a market disruptor. She's the founder of Counsel on Call, which is now known as Legility, and she successfully exited that company, remains on its board. And she also founded Hannah Clark, a handbag company that she co-founded with her sister. And, you know, we're recognizing Jane today and grateful that she's here, but we're not the only ones recognizing her. Ernst & Young named her one of their entrepreneurs of the year. She's been featured in the Wall Street Journal as well as many other publications. And she was recently named one of only 3 Nashvillians to the national list for the business journals as an influencer, the people we're watching in 2020. So like I said, Jane, very grateful you could join us today. please tell us about the EC and let's kick this thing off.
All right. Wow. I haven't heard all of that. So thank you. It's a little bit embarrassing because at the end of the day, I'm an entrepreneur, guys. And I want to thank everybody for being on this call. I want to thank Tom for your continual support of the Entrepreneur Center. And who knew was one of the early organizations to recognize and feature Project Music back when it first launched in 2015. And we are very appreciative of that. So welcome to the first public-facing look at our new Project Music and Entertainment cohort. Guys, I haven't met you, I haven't seen you, so I am so excited to be able to do so today. And I hope and pray that I'm able to meet you and see you in person sometime during this year. And if not, at least connect with you virtually. But as many of you know, as far as the Nashville Entrepreneur Center, and if you don't know, let me explain, we're a 501c3. We're a nonprofit with the vision to make Nashville the best place to start and grow a business. And personally, based on my experience, I truly believe that it is. And so we are just working every day to make that a reality and for others to know that as well. We support entrepreneurs at all stages of their journey, from those that have the idea and have a business and they trying to decide whether it's a business or a hobby, or those who, like myself, have been fortunate enough to exit and now have time and we want to be able to pay it forward in some way. And so I think that we are here as an organization to support entrepreneurs along all stages of their journey. At the end of the day, we're trying to connect entrepreneurs to the resources they need to increase their probability of success. So as we sit here today, my second day on the job back in October 2019, was going to my very first Project Music showcase. And I was blown away by the talent and realized that we really want to work and bring visibility and connectivity between these amazing entrepreneurs and Project Music, and now Project Music and Entertainment, over into Nashville and our business community. And so thank you, Tom, for allowing us an opportunity to do this on the very front end of our program. To date, Project Music has supported over 55 companies, and we have a 78% survival rate. And for anyone that doesn't know, that's really good. I mean, industry average is below 50%. And so we're really proud of that. And as we are working to move forward, we want to even increase that. And we want all of these entrepreneurs to be successful, employing people and continuing to help create real positive impact in our community. At the same time, we've expanded Project Music to Project Music and Entertainment. You know what, guys, it's all becoming more and more interconnected. That very first Project Music, I just thought, oh my gosh, why couldn't Lifetime use this technology before they put all the money into creating a video or creating a movie? Or, oh my gosh, you've got sports and you have music and everything intertwined with trying to bring people into concerts and trying to bring people into arenas for sporting events. And so went out, surveyed a lot of people in our community, and they all agreed that, yeah, it's time to expand Nashville Project Music and Entertainment. So we are excited to have all of you all. We are excited for these 14 companies that you and I will see today for the first time. And we are in 10 different sectors of the entertainment music industry. So with that, let's turn it back. I assume that's back to Heather. Thank you.
Thank you, Jane. Appreciate that. All right, so here's what we're going to do today. We have 14 companies, as Jane mentioned, and those 14 companies are impacting 10 sectors of the entertainment industry, including sports, film, music, you name it, they're involved in it. So what we're going to do is have each, a representative from each company do a brief elevator pitch. So think 60 to 90 seconds. They can tell you what their company does in a short elevator ride. And then right after that, Jeremy Raley, who actually runs Project Music and Entertainment day to day, he will be jumping in to help facilitate your questions. So as you have questions for each of these companies, please just drop them in the chat and we will get them asked for you. So I think we are ready. I'm looking for you, Timothy. You ready to step up to the plate here?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. The timer is on.
Excellent. Well, 1 year later, and we're coming back. Live events in the US are a $38 billion industry running on dreams and inefficiency. Thousands of artists are spending thousands of dollars each week to keep their tours organized, while each of their tour managers wastes days digging through old emails and chaotic text chains for simple details and updates. These TMs are going to be talking to venues and agencies who, due to COVID layoffs, are understaffed and already behind as they quickly prepare to reopen. This is the grand return of live concert events? I don't think so. I'm TM Tim, a tour manager and CEO of All Access Advanced, the G Suite of the live touring industry. This is a one-of-a-kind, big-picture SaaS tool to manage the business behind the show, all from a single dashboard. All Access is connecting the music community through tech, centralizing the info needed to make the show happen. Add your details, monitor progress in real time, and most importantly, you know what to do next. All Access is for everyone involved in the tour. We have a growing roster of touring artists, and we're in search of venues to join our limited paid pilot program and management partners with a talent roster ready to tour. Hey, investors, once we've locked in our processes and worked out our bugs, we want to offer all access to all events all over the world in 2022. So talk to your friends who've worked in tours. Share with them the possibility of a tour day well organized for a price they can afford. They will tell you that this is the future, and then they'll ask for the name. Tell them we are All Access and we are Touring Advanced.
Heyo, well done, Tim. Right on the money,
Thank you.
90 seconds. We got about a minute and a half left for questions, which I'll have in the Q&A. And so we have one that is, do you have any international, like where are you kind of currently, where's your market at right now?
Right now, we're based in the US, although we do have beta clients who are in Canada as well as London and the UK.
Amazing. We have another question. How would you compare to Master Tour?
Master Tour and other companies like that, most people consider them competitors. We consider them to be integrations. Our process is before them, and the data that we spit out does go into those programs as well. Google Calendar, Master Tour, Artist Growth, whatever you use after the fact, we also work with them.
Amazing. There's about 30 seconds left, maybe one more question, but I think the number one question, Tim, everyone has is, where are you at right now? What's the show?
Right now, I'm at a private event in Texas, and I don't know if I can tell you the artist yet.
Touche. How much is included in the platform now?
Oh, right now, we're already using the platform. We use it for our service sector. We've got clients already on it who are on tour already right now as we speak.
Bada bing. And with that, we are at our 3 minutes. I don't see any more questions except for will there be a link to each business. And so we'll be sending that kind of along the way. Awesome. Thank you so much, Tim. And I also sent a link, everyone, that is a feedback form and will allow you to sort of signify if you want to connect with the founder after the event or connect with the project music and entertainment team. So use that form, keep it up, and just send it all at once all the pitches are done. But great job, Tim. Back to
Awesome. Thank you, Jeremy. Super exciting. That is a real background that Timothy is in front of at a real live event. So it is exciting to see things coming back to life. Let's see. Up next, we have Nick from Beat Connect. Nick, I think you can unmute now. There you go.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Nick, and I'm the creator of Beat Connect, the universal bridge between musicians. Making music remotely is such a pain. First, you need to find the right people. Second, you got to figure out how to get your sound from point A to point B and then back again. Then there's a whole nightmare of compatibility issues with the different softwares that are out there. And even time zones could be annoying if you're working long distance. Now, I've been making music my whole life, and these are issues I've always had to deal with, and it's entirely the reason why I created Beat Connect. So Beat Connect is a platform that allows music makers to connect in a shared environment and start making music. Think Google Docs, but for music. So it doesn't matter what the user skill level is, how tech savvy they are, whether they're online at the same time or not with the other collaborators, it's going to work. And it's still going to work with the different virtual instruments and recording software that each musician is used to using. And this is unique on the market. Our target audience are the millions of bedroom producers all around the world, representing a multi-billion-dollar industry. Last year alone, more people have been getting back into making music and learning how to make music because we're all a little bit stuck at home, and we see a real opportunity to connect them and enable collaboration. We just launched in February, And we already have thousands of users who have been very vocal about their appreciation for the workflow of BeatConnect, as well as many Grammy nominees, industry leaders, and professional musicians who could vouch for the innovation behind BeatConnect. And so we're here at Nashville to network with the other smart people, and we're also looking to raise $500,000 in a seed round to accomplish two goals. First, we want to boost our new marketing efforts to acquire 50,000 new users. And secondly, we want to hire developers so that we can develop paid in-app features in order to monetize our user base. Thank you.
Beautiful. About a minute for questions. The first one actually comes from Heather. Are there the version where they work simultaneously? Is there any latency issues, or can you just speak to the latency of your product?
There's no latency issues because our workflow doesn't involve all of us jamming at the same time. There's a lot of people trying to compete with the lowest latency thing, but the internet is always going to mess you up. If you buy a Ferrari, you live in the city, get ready for stop signs. And so everything that we do bypasses that.
I love that analogy. Travis from Soundstripe asks, how do you acquire customers primarily?
We have grown very organically through word of mouth. A few posts here and there on Reddit have really exploded my telephones, my emails, and notifications, and they've just been pouring in since. There's a certain effect with BeatConnect where everyone who connects wants to bring their friends on to make music, and we're hoping to continue that viral spread.
Beautiful. That is 3 minutes. Shout out to the Reddit community. Heather, back to you.
Thank you, Jeremy. Appreciate that. And really appreciate that analogy there, Marcel, on the Ferrari. And my apologies, I realized I didn't actually know the difference between synchronous and asynchronous. I got them backwards. So it's something to go look up in the dictionary for me, or to learn from some other smartest people in the room. So moving on, let's talk to Marcel from Collide. Marcel.
Can you guys hear me okay?
We sure can.
All right. Thank you for joining, everybody. My name is Marcel. And the problem that we're solving, I'm the CEO of Collide, and the problem that we're solving is when it comes to sports, music, and streamers, they all have their own apps, but there's no way for their audience to actually engage with each other. They're just not social. So if you don't believe me, go ahead, open up your team's favorite app or Netflix, and there's no way to talk about Netflix on Netflix. That is crazy. So my favorite team is the Golden State Warriors. And what happens is, if people want to engage with other Warriors fans or talk about basketball, they have to go to social media to talk about the Warriors. But social media companies are the ones that own the data. They can monetize the engagement. And then the Warriors are really left out in the cold. They can't monetize the data. They can't upsell anyone because all of that is on social media companies. And social media companies are worth over $1 trillion. So this is the size of the opportunity that I'm talking about. So our solution is, we want to bring that engagement in-house. With our API, we're going to give the technology to the Warriors organization, to Netflix, to bring the engagement about them to them. So we talked to a dozen sports teams so far that want to upsell and own their audience, and they're excited about it. We hope to get them all converted soon. And this is really interesting because it matters us as consumers, because if we have better engagement, we have a deeper sense of community without all the noise of social media. So this is not really just a tool or just about fan engagement. This is really about disrupting the entire ecosystem when it comes to social media platforms. So if you have connections to teams, if you have connections to brands and film and entertainment, we want to talk to you. We want to talk to them and plug our technology inside of their app. I'm Marcel, the CEO of Collide. Thank you, and I can't wait to make it to Nashville.
Love it. So as we wait for a question, Marcel, can you quickly talk about how the sports teams will potentially brand these experiences, like how that will show up in the app?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have an admin panel that allows the teams to put in their colors, any video, and then we can create that engagement that we have on our platform on their platform. So they can brand it however they want. They can bring their own GIFs, they can bring their own videos, they can bring all their team colors and have that branded experience for live inside of their actual application. So we power them to do that.
Love it. And can you talk a little bit about some of the current experiences that you've already set up through the application?
Yeah, sure. So the biggest one was probably Gonzaga University. We just started working with the New York Jets and the Dallas Mavericks. So they're looking at putting our tech inside of their platform. So Gonzaga was the one that inspired, during the games, they would all connect with each other and talk to people. And that was really exciting, right? We developed this great sense of community along the Gonzaga alumni associations. They didn't win. We hope that they would have, because we could have said, because of Collide, they won the national championship. But no, so we just had really great experiences, and they're talking about the platform to other customers of ours.
We'll go a little bit over, but I want to get to Dick's question. He asked, what's the business model? And can you talk just a little bit about licensing around the
Yeah, sure. So we offer two different ways to engage with us. One is that if you are willing to give us advertising in kind, where you will every game and every halftime go on Instagram, LinkedIn, all the social medias, all the email distributions, and drive traffic so that we can do a revenue share deal, we'll entertain that. Or if you want to do exclusive opportunities to upsell your audience, you have to pay us per user for that.
And licensing?
Oh yeah, so yeah, so the teams own and manage it. So they don't, there's no licensing issues because they manage it. Yeah.
Simple enough. Thank you, Marcel. Back to you
guys. See ya.
Great question, Dick. Appreciate that. And thank you, Marcel. Keep things moving here. Noah, you are up next. This is Noah from eWagers.
Hi, everyone. I'm Noah Folk, founder of eWagers. With over 220 million gamers in the US alone, it's no surprise gamers need a secure, reliable, and user-friendly platform to wager against one another. eWagers is an esports betting platform that enables users to pick from one of the three unique wagering options. Wagers allows for users to go head-to-head against other users by putting their gaming skills to the test. Side wagers takes a more passive approach by giving users the ability to bet on the outcome of an existing wager. Streamer wagers are most unique type, lets viewers bet directly against their favorite streamers on the outcome of their gameplay. eWagers offers a wide range of games to choose from and unparalleled flexibility and betting freedom. Users have the power to create tailor-made wagers to fit their desired specifications. Combined with an inside progression system, social page, embedded streams, leaderboard page, eWagers provides gamers with the one-stop shop they've always dreamed of. eWagers facilitates friendly competition, boosts engagement for streamers, and has all the necessary elements to delight our initial US target audience of 120 million male gamers ages 18 to 35. In return for offering users a secure, reliable, and user-friendly platform that is not offered elsewhere, eWagers takes a 5% service fee from all wager entries. We are seeking partnerships with esport-related content creators, streamers, venues for live events, casino managers, and seasoned industry professionals. Thank you.
Well done. 1:30 on the mark, Noah. As we wait for questions, can you talk a little bit about the legality of this, the regulations, and just sort of what you're currently doing to manage through that?
Yeah, for sure. So everything goes by a state-by-state basis. There's no federal laws around esports gambling at this time, and we're actually not classified in the same category as traditional casinos. We're classified as skill-based matchmaking, so the users are actually using some form of skill to compete against one another. So we can actually operate in 40 out of the 50 states.
Beautiful. I'm waiting for any other questions, but can you talk a little bit, maybe, Noah, about the kind of current stage of the platform and sort of where you've gotten to thus far?
Yeah, for sure. So the site is actually live. You can go find us at just ewagers.co, ewagers.gg. We have several domains, but it's currently a closed beta. So the only users that are on right now, we've vetted and approved. Users can go sign up, register everything, but they won't have the ability to deposit funds.
So John asks, in regards to the legality, does that apply to passive betting as well? And since he's put 40 out of 50, I'm not exactly sure what that means, but
yes,
I guess 40 out of 50 states.
Yeah, I'm sure in terms of passive betting, he's probably referring to the side wagers category. It still applies to 40 out of 50 because it's considered skill-based because the users have to have in-depth knowledge about the gamer playing and also the game.
Got it. I thought it might have been 40 out of 50 odds.
Oh, no.
But that, yeah.
Okay.
Classic.
Yeah,
Well, we're really excited about, oh, sorry.
one-to-one.
Say it one more time.
I was just saying the odds are all 1-to-1, so there are no odds. It's somebody has to just be on the other end. If I bet $5, my opponent is betting $5 as well.
Beautiful. Well, man, really excited about you, especially as sports gets bigger and bigger in Nashville. Great job.
Thanks.
John, thank you for that question. It is good to see you joining us today. And it sounds like maybe we should hook you up with the e-wagers folks. So we'll get you, even if you don't fill out that form. Next up, we're gonna, let's see, jump in here with Simon from FanFix. Simon, can you unmute yourself there?
Hi guys. FanFix is a premium subscription content platform allowing content creators of all types to monetize on their followings to a whole new level. Today, current platforms limit the monetization potential of their creators. As a result, creators are forced to sell themselves out to inauthentic and inorganic brand deals in order to get by. At FanFix, we are shifting the balance of powers from the large social media conglomerates monetizing off of the creators on their platform to creators monetizing off of the platform itself. We are building a hub for creators of all types by offering them all the tools necessary for creators to monetize on their followings in one place. Creators set their monthly subscription price for their loyal followers to subscribe to and have full control over their content, posting on their own accord. We are targeting primarily Gen Z audiences, unlike Patreon, and will allow for zero pornographic content, unlike OnlyFans. We have partnered with one of the largest online influencer marketplaces, various TikTok content houses, and management firms to bolster and accelerate our creator base. If you are a creator, talent manager, or have access to a large creator base, please reach out on our website, fanfix.io. We will be launching for creators to onboard onto our platform in the next few weeks, with the platform going live towards the end of May.
Well done, even earlier than 90 seconds, so well done. While we're waiting for questions from the audience, Simon, can you talk a little bit about how big of an opportunity that kind of partnership that you mentioned? I think there's a number that you've referenced before of how many followers represent that number that you sort of have early access to.
Yeah, so today, without even circulating the materials, we have onboarded over 70 million followers worth of creators. Our two partners run the largest online influencer marketplace with over 5,000 content creators and a total audience reach of close to 3 billion. So really, we have a very, very large creator base, and we are partnering with management firms, as well as we have 2 TikTok content houses on boards, with a very extensive reach.
Andrew from Sony asks, how many creators do you expect to have at launch?
We expect to have over 300 creators on launch date, but we are more exclusive, so creators actually have to apply to gain posting abilities, and that allows us to regulate the creators on our platform and have more control over who's posting content. But we are we're in talks with various record labels as well, in terms of a rev share agreement for the clients that they onboard onto our platform. And that is similar to our approach with content houses and management firms.
One more question from Travis is, what's your business model?
We take 20% off all subscription prices and tips. But as I mentioned, there's a bit of wiggle room there when we're working with management firms, content houses, or partners who have very large creator bases who they want to onboard onto our platform.
Thank you, sir. I'll let you take Brody's question in the chat, which is, how does it differ from Patreon? So with that, great job. I'll pass it, I guess, back to Heather, who will then probably volley it right back to me. But you just want me to take it, Heather?
Yeah, you keep going there.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to kind of pop in here. My name is Jeremy Raley. I'm the program director for Project Music and Entertainment, essentially making sure that the teams are getting access to the right resources that the program boasts, which is mentorship, curriculum, resources, and connections. And so today is a big piece of that, right? We try to create public-facing opportunities and put these founders in front of really smart folks in the industry, and we try to democratize the access that you guys can have to these founders. They're looking for support. You guys can support them. And so let's make that happen. You can do that by using the form that I've sent about 100 times, and you can just submit it all at once. So really quickly, I just wanted to take a second to thank the partners of Project Music and Entertainment, because without them, we're a 501c3 nonprofit. And so this work wouldn't be possible without both their financial support, but also their commitment to the founders. And so we have some partners since day one that are with us this year, which is Pinnacle Bank, amazing bank in town. Launch Tennessee, which is a statewide organization supporting entrepreneurs in Tennessee. The Belmont University Mike Curb College of Entertainment and Music Business. Shout out to Doug Howard. Belmont is just a powerhouse in the music business community of creating the next generation of folks leading this industry. And then partners that have joined along the way that we're so thankful to have. CSAC, I don't know if Kelly Turner is in the audience, but CSAC's an amazing partner of the program. The Bonnaroo Works Fund, really excited about the Bonnaroo lineup and then the work that Bonnaroo Works Fund does alongside that. Who knew? That's where we're at today, baby. Thank you, Tom Truitt, and the amazing content that they continue to pump out throughout the pandemic. First Horizon, another amazing bank here in town that do a lot within the music entertainment world, and Big Machine Label Group. Maybe you've heard of them. Justin Levinson has been such a great mentor and partner as a representative of Big Machine Label Group, and so has every other person that we've worked with from a point of contact. And so, and then of course, we're always grateful for the founding partners of Project Music, which is CMA and Galante Entertainment, the legend himself, Joe Galante. So these partners bring expertise and opportunities to the program and the participants themselves directly by leading sessions, meeting with the founders, providing feedback, and then also support the next wave so that the program is sustainable. So if you're interested in what that means to be a program sponsor, there's also a place in that job form to signify that you're interested. Let us know, and Heather or myself will definitely get in touch with you to discuss those opportunities. So I went a little bit over, Heather, but with that, I'll throw it back to you.
You are all good. I know Kelsey from Bonnaroo is on the line today as well. So glad she's here.
Kelsey.
I know. Let's see. Next up, we have Sashi. Sashi with Fan Cave. You want to unmute? And
done already. So Sashi, founder of Fan Cave, ex Netflix. I led the Netflix search team, and ex Microsoft for almost 7 years. Was part of Netflix, Microsoft Search for 4 years. Data suggests that audience engagement and audience interaction are the top two challenges in the event industry: live, virtual, hybrid, and this affects sports teams, event venues, event organizers, and even enterprises. But if done right, an engaging event will leave a lasting impression with your audience while getting great data insights for you. If it is so good, what's the challenge? As we all know, most of the fan engagement is managed by marketing agencies. They're expensive with long lead times, and whatever they build is not built to scale. It's not built for long term with very little focus on data. As a result, the event entities don't get significant benefits from fan engagement and always consider it as an operational expense, and that too an expensive one. This is the problem we are solving. Fan Cave is an AI-powered scalable engagement and interaction platform that does the following: personalized fan experience instead of a generic one, like how Netflix personalizes your movie recommendations. Provide deep and targeted audience insights as a result of personalization. And monetize fan engagement and create new sponsorship activations, which is extremely crucial because finally, fan engagement can actually make you money instead of losing money for you. Above all, our solution works seamlessly across existing channels, digital channels that you have, your jumbotrons, your LED walls, your mobile apps, your event and venue websites, everything. So far, we have powered over 100 events, and some of our clients include Tokyo Olympics, ATP, Cisco, NBA, and Intel. And the business model is we do one-time events like Olympics and some of the large events, NBA All-Star. And we also have a SaaS platform where we can actually use the platform for all your events for a year or for multiple years. That's it.
Well done, Sashi. As we're taking questions, can you just give one very practical example of how the Fan Cave solution works, maybe with using one of your customers as an example?
Absolutely. All in-venue fan engagement for Tokyo Olympics is managed by us across 23 stadiums. An example is in-venue trivia for 60,000 people inside a program, or like will be sponsored by Intel. It can actually be just like done anytime. It's seamless branding, scales really well, and the results are instant. One of the other things is for NBA All-Star, we actually had live voting during the dunk contest when people actually in the stadium voted for what's their favorite dunk immediately after the dunk. And people on the Jumbotron can see the results and they can actually vote on their mobile phone. And that was branded by Coke.
Love that. So a very specific question from Sarah. Do you offer a fan chat bot as a part of engagement management?
Absolutely. That's one of the offerings. Chatbots, trivia, polls, social stats, social engagement, spin the wheel, AR-based virtual photo booth. These are all some of the offerings that we have.
I love it. What's the number one organization or event that you would like to get connected to in Nashville?
I would just like to say the Predators.
All right. You heard it here first, folks. Preds Nation. All right. Thank you so much, Sashi. You killed it. And there might be a question or two in the chat for you whenever you.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Yeah, I see one in there now for you, Sashi. So we'll let you take that over to the chat and respond to Michael. In the meantime, while you're doing that, let's introduce Ed Brew with Label Radar. Ed?
Hey, thanks, Heather. So there are more artists and music than ever before, but the process for sending and receiving music across the industry is utterly disconnected. Labels receive too many demos to handle, artists are left with no responses, hidden gems are missed, and communities are damaged. Label Radar streamlines the whole process and democratizes access to key decision makers in the industry. We give decision makers relevant, actionable data and easy to review clips chosen by the artists so that they can find exciting music more easily. When labels take an action on a demo, artists are notified in real time too. Our user base has grown to over 94,000 artists organically who can submit both one-to-one to the labels that they are interested in, but also to our general submissions pool, which makes their demo available for every label on the platform. Label Radar can also act as a crowdsourcing engine for music, bringing remix contests, sync briefs, and exclusive career accelerating opportunities to our community. We have plenty of success stories to share, and our partners include the likes of Atlantic Records, Armada Music, Splice, and many of the biggest independent labels in the world. We are profitable, generating over $29,000 MRR via an optional subscription for artists, which unlocks additional perks. We are looking for new partners, advisors, and partnerships to help us continue onboarding the millions of artists and producers around the world.
Well done, Ed. Right on the money. First question comes from our very own Heather, which is who curates the music that goes to the label for review, or can you just talk a little bit about the curation process?
Sure, yeah. So the label A&Rs will be handling that. And typically it saves them a ton of time because it's the clip format. So they're taken straight to the heart of the track. Within 5 to 10 seconds, they know, has this grabbed me? And ultimately, do I want to listen to the full track or check out the artist profile? And instantly they can get, with one click, a picture of what that artist is in their career, what's their social media presence like, all of that kind of stuff.
Travis asks, does it cost the labels or just the artists? And what are the artists paying for?
Sure. So the artists can use the platform completely for free up to a certain point each month. Beyond that, they can subscribe to Pro, which gives them priority placement, which means that when they submit to a label, their submission will rank at the top of the listen queue, so they'll get a faster response time. They can also access data, things like who's viewing their profile, and it's part of our roadmap this year to continue building out the perks for Pro. But just to be clear, they can access all of the exclusive opportunities that we bring them on the remix contest side, on the sync brief side, completely for free. It's just the label submissions that we put a cap on each month just to help protect the labels and introduce a bit of deliberacy to where they send their music and avoid spam.
Thank you so much. We're over on time. You have another question from Patrick in the chat that you can either answer publicly
Thank
more and more questions. So just, you got some
Thanks.
work to do.
All right, everyone meet Grace. She is joining us for a moment. And thank you for those questions. Patrick, I love your question. So everybody couldn't see it, but it is about solving the copyright trolling and unsolicited material protections that labels require. So keep your eyes open for the answer to that if you're interested in it. Next up, we have Chris Cummings from Pass It Down. Chris?
Hey everyone, my name is Chris Cummings. I'm the founder and CEO of Pass It Down, and we work with cultural institutions and brands around the world to be able to bring their stories to life with our award-winning digital storytelling platform. At the start of the pandemic, the prediction was that 15% of the world's museums and cultural institutions could close permanently. Today, that number is as high as 37%. The industry has been absolutely devastated. Our goal is our technology enables any cultural institution or brand to be able to take their exhibits and storytelling experiences and bring those into the future, where you can create interactive online experiences that not only can engage visitors, but you can also embed and include advertisements to be able to drive much needed revenue in this industry. We work with a number of iconic organizations around the world, from the city of Portland, Oregon, that uses our platform to showcase every piece of public art in the entire city to engage locals and drive tourism, to world-class brands like Porsche Cars of North America and Procter & Gamble, where our experiences are in their headquarters, to one of my favorite clients, which is Springwood Avenue in Asbury Park, New Jersey, for the Asbury Park African American Music Project that celebrates the rich history of that street in the 50s for African American musicians. One area we're also excited to share is we've had an incredible amount of demand from sports teams over the last 6 months. We've actually already signed 10 teams that are in talks with over 100 of the world's largest sports organizations and leagues. We'll be launching a new sports brand underneath Pass It Down called Sports Story, which we're just starting to unveil now. Also, there's a lawnmower in the background that just decided to turn on.
Yeah, well done, Chris, on the money. Let me see if there's any questions so far. Nope. So can you talk a little bit about where the content like in the exhibits come from and just sort of like the user experience?
Yes, I mean,
curator.
Yes, I mean, essentially every museum is sitting on top of an archive of content. The funny thing is that, you know, on average, only 2% of an entire archive is publicly visible. That's it. And the goal in the past has been more on preservation. So it's really good at organizing this information. It's been awful at user experience and UI and UX. So for most museums, simply even trying to go online seems like a mountain. That's how antiquated it is. And the idea of how to be able to actually take that content and engage and make money from it digitally is completely new. I mean, I think the biggest problem in the industry is that 98% of museums only make money through event rentals and ticket sales. And when COVID shut that world down, they didn't know how to make money online, and they've really struggled because of it.
So we have time for one more question. The timing of this is tough because like by the time someone gets a question, they have to move on. But could you, you're in Chattanooga, so you're familiar with some of the organizations and opportunities for Pass It Down in Nashville. Can you talk a little bit about like the types of organizations or, opportunities that you're seeking here in Nashville?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, I think that for any entertainment venue that is looking to be able to engage visitors with their content, either online through digital storytelling or through some type of a touchscreen experience, we're a perfect fit. For sports organizations, we've got teams around the world and leagues actually that are licensing our technology to create digital game day programs and digital game day experiences. That also includes interactive Hall of Fames that are celebrating the history and legacy of a team or an organization.
Well done. Back to.
Cool.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Jeremy. Next up, we have Mike with Quick. You there, Mike? Just remember to talk loud so we can hear you on this one.
Well, I think we got the audio issues worked out. Loud and clear now, Heather?
Yep, you are loud and clear. Good to go.
All right. Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. Appreciate everyone tuning in this afternoon. It is estimated that in 2021, U.S. companies will spend up to $100 billion on video-related services. And I'm going to safely assume that many of you watching today hold large video libraries in the companies that you work at. And every day, you and your teams add to that content, that mountain of content. And this creates a monumental challenge for you and your teams to manage these libraries. And this is largely because a lot of post-production processes still have manual components to them. We think about things like transcription and captioning of video content, and especially when you go to search through that massive library to try to find something specific and pull it out, you burn incredible amounts of time and ultimately cost to you. Quick is solving this by automating these workflows for you. We index every video in your library, we transcribe every word ever spoken in the library, and we open up a search capacity allowing you and your team to laser guided seek in that library to find something in seconds, clip it out of that library, and rapidly get it out to your fan base and your audience, saving time and money. And this value prop has rallied over 8,000 creators around the world in 100 countries around the globe, with partners such as Adobe, TD Ameritrade, and even the Church of England working with us. And what we're looking for are partner companies, perhaps on this call today, that will allow us to demo this technology and its impact on your workflows with your teams who are managing those large video libraries. So with that, happy to pass over to the audience for questions, and thank you so much.
Well done, Mike. So I'm going to make sure there's no questions so far. So someone said, can you help test it here at the EC? So that comes from our very own Angel May. We'll have to do that. You mentioned this a little bit, but what is your indexing based on? Is it the audio or just the specific words? Just like go maybe one layer deeper of the technology?
Yeah, of course. When it comes to video content, audio is the key layer in it. We transcribe off of that audio layer and then index effectively every word within the transcript of each video and then use the search capability from that.
Beautiful. Travis asked, who is your typical / ideal customer?
Yeah, it's probably either the leader of a video production team or the video creator themselves who are working with these libraries. They understand directly the pain points and the amount of time they're effectively burning, which is blocking their ability to get out high volume content rapidly. So we try to sell to those who probably best understand the pain points through firsthand experience in using technologies like this in those workflows.
Absolutely. And can you maybe, okay, Derek asked, what's the revenue model? Subscription or usage-based?
Yeah, it's a subscription-based model. The standard plan is called Quick Pro. It allows for a 200 gigabyte library. It's $149 a month. And then costs can increase from there based on the size and capacity of your library, as well as the ancillary support services you may want around that. For example, prioritize customer service, custom fonts, these types of things. But it starts at $149 a month.
Last question is, I might have missed this in the actual pitch. Can you name like one or two of your current customers?
Oh, well, sure. So Adobe is probably one of the most well-known clients. I mean, everybody is familiar with Adobe Creative Suite and the various applications that they have in industry. The Church of England was an interesting one. We were actually named a top 5 social media tool from the Church of England for its network of churches, which was a really intriguing thing for us. We're just now breaking into sports as well. We have some PR agencies that represent athletes in the sports industry, as well as some college institutions. Iowa football, for example, is now using Quick to manage its library and be able to search and clip from it. So we're making some headway in the sports industry and looking forward to growing that.
Are you allowed to talk about the one that we talked about on the call the other day? It's a, maybe not.
Not yet.
I'll send you a DM. Okay.
Not yet,
Fingers
but
crossed.
so
Fingers
close
crossed.
to where if we had this next week, I would be dropping it.
You got it. All right, back to Heather.
Awesome. Big news next week from Mike and Quick. I just want to add to what you were saying, Mike. You shared, I had a little trouble wrapping my head around this at first. And when you shared that you guys used to be in the business of doing captioning and closed captioning, that's when it really rang true that, oh my God, you're basing this on the audio. It's not about visuals, but you're actually scraping the audio to come up with those searchable tags and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool. It was a mind-blowing one for me and something I wish I'd have had when I was growing up at a record label. So good stuff there.
Thanks, Heather. Thanks, everyone.
You're welcome. wanted to do a little shout out here. Stephen Lynn is our entrepreneur in residence for this program. So he's a volunteer that works with us over at the EC, and he touches every one of these teams. And this is actually his 5th year involved with the program. And we love Stephen. He couldn't be here today. And also Haley Combs, who helps Jeremy running the program. And we have a number of EC team members on this webinar, and we could not run this program if it were not for all of those folks, along with a number of other folks that I've seen on the list of participants: Liz Rogers, Justin Levinson, Phil Smerling, just to name a few. They are all advisors with this program. And what that means is they are industry experts that come in, act as mentors, act as advisors to these companies so they can understand the challenges that all of you in the industry face, so that they can help meet your business needs, as well as meeting their own and really understanding what their business and their business model is about and what they can do to make it successful. So if you are in any way interested in getting involved as an advisor for Project Music and Entertainment, you want more information about the EC, or even if you'd like to be a speaker or panelist as we're getting expert information out there to these companies, please ping us. Jeremy's got that form out there. You can direct message either one of us, and we will get in contact with you and get you plugged into this program. It's awesome, and it is very exciting to be part of it. And with that, also want to let you know, Tom said we could run over a little bit, so we do hope you hang in there with us as we keep going. Next up, we have, I'm going to get this wrong probably, so forgive me, Arpan.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes, thank you so much.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. I'm Arpan, the CEO of Renaissance, the fan engagement app built for the next generation. Music labels have a problem. There are over 20 million new music releases each year, and fan communities spread all over the internet. It's become incredibly difficult for artists to cut through the noise, break out of the pack, and engage with their fans. Renaissance hosts streaming parties. We set a stream goal for a new release and promote the party to our users, who then stream that music on their DSP to hit the goal and compete on a leaderboard against other fans. This drives real and organic streams for the artists, helps them land on some popular playlists, and allows them to tap into a community of their super fans. We've hosted 41 streaming parties, which had 151,000 participants and over 6 million streams for various artists. And with over 14 billion spent on music marketing each year, we charge labels and artists per streaming party and have a pipeline of major labels like Universal Music Group, 300, and Cohort. And our team has 10 plus years combined of music tech and SaaS experience, specializing in growth and product, and major label experience at some of the top labels like UMG and Island Records. Right now, we have 100% organic downloads with no money spent on marketing. There are over 230,000 total downloads, averaging about 10,000 monthly organic downloads, and nearly 500 million streams tracked in our app to date. We're looking to connect with music labels, artists, and managers who are interested in learning more about Renaissance, and advisors to help us take Renaissance to the next level. Thank you.
Love it. Well done, Arpan. Eric asked, what level of artists do you work with? Would this make sense for smaller independent artists and not just the majors?
For sure. We're targeting artists that have some sort of built-in audience to start with, but we do have plans to onboard independent artists and emerging artists onto the platform, and are currently talking to a few to see where we can build out specific features that will help them grow their community and grow with them on our platform.
Apologies if I missed this in the pitch. Can you list off some of the artists that you've done activations for thus far?
Yeah, so pipeline includes UMG, Cohort, 300 Entertainment One, and then we've done streaming parties for Billie Eilish's team, Louis Tomlinson, and then we're have Megan Thee Stallion in the pipeline as well, and some other kind of medium range artists.
Hey, you don't know you're beautiful. It's still the One Direction jam that always gets me, man.
You know it. Still put it on.
I love that. Nikki asked, what is your website?
It's renaissance.app, but I'll drop it in the chat right after.
It's also live on the App Store. You can go be a part of the action right now by just searching Renaissance in the App Store.
Sure.
One other question, Arpan, just to clarify, is Can you just clarify how it works with the streaming platform itself versus like it happening within the Renaissance app?
Yeah, so we're built on top of the APIs, like Spotify's API, building out Apple Music. So users just log in directly with their Spotify account, and we'll start tracking all their streams, giving them cool and shareable summaries. And then streaming parties are asynchronous, so they'll opt into the party, and then we're just gamifying their natural behavior they'll take anyways. And then they have a chance to either compete against other fans and show their name at the top of the leaderboard, get recognition from an artist, or even win some cool merch or other digital rewards that we've driven away.
Well done. Back to Heather.
Thanks, everyone.
Let's keep it moving. Next up is John with Total View. You there, John?
I am.
There you go.
Excellent. And first, everybody's pitch was fantastic today. I really applaud everybody. Thank you. All right. Sorry. Now it looks like the video is working. Right. For live concert venue owners, event revenue is generally limited to the venue's capacity. To increase that revenue, venues have been looking at live streaming as a way to sell virtual tickets. But often these solutions, they lack real engagement and don't capture the live audience experience. Frankly, they're kind of boring. Hi, my name's John, and I'm the head of strategy for Total View. And Total View has created the video experience platform. We create an interactive experience where the viewer becomes the director. Fans are able to switch between cameras and audio feeds, watching what they want to watch. We enable fans to congregate through our watch party feature, creating a true live experience shared with your friends as if they were at the show. Our focus is live music and sporting events who have been dramatically hit by the pandemic shutdowns. Total View offers new revenue opportunities from virtual tickets to merchandise sales and advertising sponsorship. With live audience size currently restricted by COVID, it's an ideal time for venues to use Total View to engage audiences and expand their revenue. We have run successful events with marquee customers, including Showtime, Comedy Central, Jimmy Kimmel Live. And we're looking to expand that work through introductions to venues, producers, and artists. Our ask of you is to meet with investors and entertainment executives as we grow and bring audiences the best in interactive events. Thanks.
1:30 on the mark. Well done, John. As we're waiting for a question or two, would you describe Total View as more of a B2B or a B2C play?
And it's interesting. We're B2B. Those are our customers, the venues and the artists and the producers. But we have to take into account their customers, the audience. So it is a B2B2C as well.
Awesome. And while you are sort of the representative pitching today, I know the other founding members have a lot of experience that you're drawing in to the, on behalf of the product. Can you talk a little bit about some of the credentials of your leadership team, specifically Amy is who I'm thinking?
Sure. So Amy, she was the executive producer of a show you may have heard of, as well so in multiple cameras and storytelling that created phenomenons of those two properties. So as a founder, she brings all that experience. My background is from Lucasfilm. I ran a division called THX. We have assembled a really great team of video and tech professionals.
Hey, John, you kind of cut out whenever you said the show that we may have all heard of. Can you say it one more time?
Sure. So Amy was the executive producer of The Amazing Race, as well as Big Brother.
Okay. All righty. That is 3 minutes. Thank you so much, John. I'll pass it back.
I told you guys we brought some of the smartest people in the room here today. Thank you for that, John. Keller, are you ready to go?
I'm ready. Hey everyone, I'm Keller, the founder of SoundSphere. We are the easiest, most affordable way to create a professional song. So there are millions of independent artists on Spotify and countless others creating music from their bedroom every day. A large portion of these artists are using what's called non-exclusive licenses, or beat leasing as it's sometimes called. This model became popular in the early 2000s when producers wanted a way to sell their beats online. But the model hasn't changed much since its inception, and it certainly doesn't serve artists in a way that makes sense. So if you look at the main player in this space right now, it's a site called BeatStars. This brings up the first major problem, which is curation. So BeatStars has no barriers to entry. Any producer can upload their tracks and even pay to have their tracks on the front page of BeatStars. So as an artist, you can imagine this can be frustrating if you're listening to tracks and they're bad tracks or they're not mixed well. SoundSphere, alternatively, we hand select every track that's on our platform, so we're curated for quality. The second major issue with the model in its current form has to do with contracts. So if you license 10 beats from 10 different producers on another website, you're probably going to have 10 different contracts. So this makes it really hard to figure out what rights you have, what you can do when you release your songs, especially collectively. So SoundSphere has one standardized non-exclusive contract. It makes it very easy to understand what you can and can't do with your songs. And we also have a very favorable contract to artists, more favorable than most or all other contracts that are available. So, and then the final problem has to do with personalization and efficiency. I've had many artists that we work with say, like, I used to spend 3 or 4 hours on YouTube looking for beats, and it's just hard to find something. Sites like Netflix and Spotify have made personalization and machine learning and algorithms pretty standard. So we think this is the next evolution of the model. So on SoundSphere, we provide every member a personalized playlist of tracks recommended just for them. So it significantly cuts down on the time it takes to find something that they like. So we think the non-exclusive model is really powerful. What's been done has been great, but I think there's a whole lot room to grow, and we're going to do the model better, and then also expand it into other genres that historically haven't participated as much. And we think we can really standardize a new way for independent artists to create and release their songs. So thank you. Happy to take questions.
So we got about 40 seconds for questions. Keller, one that I had was, why are you the person to solve this problem? Can you talk a little bit about your background and experience?
Yeah, sure. So I was a full-time producer. I still am a producer. I feel like if you're a producer, you're kind of always a producer, but I was a full-time producer here in Nashville for about 6 years. So I have a lot of industry experience and creative experience on the production side, working with tons of artists on projects. And then I've also been watching this model kind of grow on the business side since its inception. Have a lot of technology and IT background as well. So I think I'm uniquely suited to execute on this.
I love it. So we're already at 3 minutes, but we'll definitely have opportunities for folks to follow up and ask more questions. Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Thanks, Keller.
And there's two more just for everyone out there to know. Just hold on tight.
Now we're going to introduce Eli, and just please pay attention to Eli and what he has to say here. This is pretty exciting what he's doing, and he has found a way to help monetize something that you wouldn't normally think should be monetized. Eli?
Thank you, Heather. My name is Eli Herrick, co-founder and CEO of StatStack. StatStack is essentially centralized sports data for athletes and coaches. Think of it like a bank where all of your athletic data is deposited from trainers, organizations, and everyone else you've worked with. Data comes in the form of everything between spin rate and sleep. And the problem that we really set out to solve was at the beginning of the pandemic when I was a senior playing baseball at Duke trying to get drafted. Turns out it's really hard to get drafted in the middle of a pandemic, and it came down to who has their data and who can digitally represent themselves. So the problem here presents as you have this asymmetry of data. So you've got Duke at the high level collecting 2 million data points per athlete every year, although that's from all over the place. You've got everything in the weight room, on field, and it just continues to fraction. And then down the street at a university that doesn't have those resources, they have almost no access to data. So StatStack comes in 2 flavors. We are a software as a service. We have our light version that unlocks millions of data points for everyone that doesn't have access to these expensive data collection hardware solutions. And then on the pro side, we have built a solution that is like, think of it like Salesforce. You plug in all the different units that you're currently working on. You can build infinitely configurable reports, and you give athletes their data to go throughout their career. We raised our pre-seed round in November, signed a few dozen clients from Oregon, Vanderbilt, UCSB, Notre Dame, and Duke. We've been building out our beta with them, and our go-to market is this summer. Our total addressable market is the 15 million baseball players in the United States. It's over 36,000 teams, and that's a $650 million initial addressable market that we're going to go after. Our ask today is industry connections, so people higher up. It's a very slow-moving industry, so to try and disrupt it, we are trying to get all the strategic partners we can. Happy to answer any questions, and thanks for having me.
There's a bit over a minute to ask any questions. Eli, you might have mentioned this a little bit, but can you just once again kind of cover the revenue model, how you're making money with the product.
Absolutely. So we don't charge the athletes. We actually charge everyone around the athlete. So one athlete might have a personal trainer, a high school, a summer ball team, and a facility that they work with. And we call those all data collectors. So we charge each data collector a monthly subscription fee per athlete that they have on their site. Think of it like Slack.
Oh, awesome. Drew asks, have you thought about venturing into other sports?
Absolutely. We just want to be really clear about what our initial target is, but the more that we spread this business plan out and what our mission has been, the more people have asked us to go into everything from lacrosse to swimming to track and field.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, with Nashville being becoming more and more of a sports town, it's really exciting to have StatStack here. And, you know, baseball, we're just announcing a new baseball team and the Vanderbilt's baseball legacy. A lot of opportunity for Eli.
Absolutely.
Great work. All right. On to Heather to take us to our last team.
AJ with Viral, are you ready to bring us home?
We go.
There you are.
Can you see me and hear me?
Yes, we can see and hear you both.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. So hi, everyone, and thanks for sticking around for the last presentation. So again, I'm Ajay Bam, CEO and co-founder of Viral. So essentially, Viral is a fan video discovery, insights, licensing, and content marketing platform for video commerce, powered by proprietary AI with the most powerful in-video search. Viral really superpowers brand awareness and revenue generation for brands with fan-led content such as reviews, reactions, shout-outs, how-to videos, and more for product marketing. So the problem we're solving is that billions of customers are creating and consuming massive amounts of video content on 35 plus platforms in 89 plus languages before they shop. And video consumption has increased 600% during COVID. So making sense of all this massive fan video content is very challenging and results in many missed marketing opportunities. So Viral essentially has built a Google for fan video. And we're also one of the very few companies in the world that can Google inside the video as well for commerce. Our customers include Google Android team, Revlon, Sargento, Porsche, and we're actually adding few brands every week on the platform. The reason I'm here is we're looking for introductions to marketeers in the music, entertainment, and sports verticals, and also introductions to investors to close our seed round of $2 million, of which 1.2 million is already committed and closed, and we're hiring as well. So we believe that the future of commerce will begin and end with fan video, and Viral will be the company that will lead the way. So yeah, thank you very much. And the team has about 15 years of experience in e-commerce, AI, machine learning, and with one prior exit. So thank you.
Well done, AJ. Can you just kind of give maybe one very practical example of how the technology would be used, just for like very kind of specific use case?
Yeah, absolutely. So we can help, for example, in the music industry, we can help an artist or a record label find all the fans on YouTube who are talking about the artist or promoting the artist or saying something about the artist. So we can actually pull all the user-generated content, and we generate insights around what they're talking about your brand and your product or your merchandise or your music. And then we also help capture their contact information, email address, and more as well. So marketers can then run marketing campaigns with their fans, invite them to events, ticketing, merchandise, and more to increase their revenue, and also engage fans as well with contests, hashtag contests, and product shout outs, and licensed content as well, great reviews and more for product marketing.
Love it. And who's the one organization in Nashville that you would want to be connected with?
One organization in Nashville.
Yeah, man.
God, you put me on a spot right now. But to be honest, like music record labels and artists, really. I mean, if there's one thing you'd ask me,
yeah,
really want to
maybe like Big Machine, who's on the call now, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Well done, AJ. I'm going to kick it over to Heather really quickly to take us home.
All right, thank you, AJ, and thank you, Jeremy. I do want to address one question that came up in the chat about why it is all men on this panel here. And to be honest, this is all Project Music and Entertainment, which is a program we run at the EC, and it is application driven. So we encourage entrepreneurs from anywhere to apply to this program. It's generally entertainment tech driven. And what we find is there just aren't a lot of women operating in this space. So it is not intentional that we don't have women on here today. It's just how the cohort ended up playing out as we were going through the applications. And so we encourage, if you know someone that is female and in the the entertainment entrepreneur space, please introduce them to us. We would like them to be part of this. And there are, we mentioned Amy earlier, she is a female founder, but opted to have someone else represent their company today. So that also happens as well sometimes in this environment. But like I said, please, if you know someone, have them reach out. We would love to have them involved. And also, if you're interested in what we do at the EC and the DEI space, Bryn Plummer popped her email address in there earlier. Let me and Jeremy know. We can always connect you with Bryn and she can fill you in about our initiatives. So thank you for that question. It is a very good question. Let's see.
The only thing I would add is just the people adding to the chat of there are really strong co-founders, female co-founders with the programs that are representing at the sessions and the content that we're providing on the back end. But it's a very great question and something that we want to continue to promote, that we're looking for, really great female founders, and it can be an ongoing experience. So just, it's not too late if we found like a really awesome team. So keep that in mind. Thank you so much again.
Thanks, Jeremy. And I think now I just want to thank everyone for being here today. A lot of familiar faces and names in the participants list. So thank you that came out and personally supported the EC team, as well as all the newbies to the Project Music and Entertainment program. And I'm going to pass it back to you, Tom.
Thank you, Heather. And I just want to say kudos to you and the program that you and Jeremy and Jane are running at the Nashville Entrepreneur Center. It is amazing to look at this program now, 4 or 5 years in. The quality of the companies that you guys are helping launch is outstanding. To you, entrepreneurs and founders, great job today. I'm so proud of you, and I'm excited to watch what happens to your companies over the course of not only your Project Music experience, but frankly, the future is really bright for every one of you. And lastly, to the audience, thank you for continuing to support Who Knew, the smartest people in the room. We'll be right back here on Tuesday with another fantastic program. And with that, I'll sign off by simply saying, be nice to one another and everybody get a shot. We'll see you soon.
Not a tequila either.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, everyone.